larger rounds going by, and those were 37 millimeter rounds, and they could go up to 12,000 feet. I couldn't get up there. And they come up in 7-round clips, 7 shots at a time, and they were getting closer and closer. And I called, again, my controlling agency. I said, I need some air support right now. I'm in a lot of danger. Nothing's available. And then I hear this call on the phone, or on the radio, and it's Yong Li Tu calling me. Hey, 2-5, what you doing, 2-5? And I said, get over here, man. I need some help. These gunners will not let me go. And I'm jinking and dodging, and all of a sudden, the ground fire stops. And I look down on the ground, and I see 2 rockets exploding, and it's Yong Li Tu had come over the hill, snuck in behind the gunners, and had shot and taken out one of these gun sights. And as soon as those rockets exploded, the other gun stopped firing. And I'm here to tell you, that day, Yong Li Tu saved my life. And I owe him. I owe him for the rest of my life, and that's fact. But that's what allies do. They take care of each other. Unfortunately, though, not too long after that, the ceasefire agreement in Laos was signed, 22 February, and we were ordered to cease operations and leave the theater. I went back to the Nails and flew OB-10s again in Cambodia until 15 August when we were ordered to leave that theater. It seems that some of our people thought that the war was over, we could all come home. Well, wars don't end quite that simply, and it seems like we've gone through that here recently and had that same debate. And as I watched the scenes from Afghanistan recently, a lot of harsh memories came back. Unfortunately, I came back to stateside duty because I had something that the Laotian pilots didn't have. I had a DROS. A DROS is a date of estimated return from overseas service. I had a ticket home. They didn't have tickets home. They were in their homes. They were fighting for their homes. And that was the tragedy of it all. And unfortunately, 2 years later, as I was watching the fall of South Vietnam and then Laos and then Cambodia and all those things we had fought for, I heard that my good buddy Yong Li Tu had been shot down and killed at a place called Salafakun, which was a road junction up southeast of Luang Prabang. And I felt very bad that day because I didn't have the option of returning the favor that he had given me. So, here you are, you're dedicating your memorials. And one of the things that you're going to use to dedicate one of your memorials will be a T-28, the Tango. Sweet little airplanes. Great machines. But just remember that it's not about the tangos, really. It's about the great men and the great soldiers who flew those airplanes and fought those battles. And the real heroes are those who are yet to return. And as the Aussies always say when they give their toast, lest we never forget. Thank you very much.
And how about for my SCU comrades at home? How about this beautiful Colorado movie? It's amazing. It's really something special. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about the military portion of what this means to us and means to me. And to do that, it's going to be a little bit interactive. And with that being said, could I have my SCU combat veterans, and sir, could you please join them over here to my right? Yang Chi, I may need you to translate. Come on down. DT, could you get a chair for the captain here? I need a chair. Please join me. Right on in. Just squeeze it. And now, as a special tribute, I would like the widows of the SGU to join us on the stage, please. In front, please. represent the ultimate sacrifice to their family and to their husbands, past and present. This still remains. I have brought another widow with me today, and her husband was my wingman in Iraq, and he received a combat-related illness and passed away recently. For Kubla, for you, Lieutenant Colonel, and for you, Susie Coates, who is also a veteran and a Marine. Will you please stand? I apologize for the noise over there. I'll try to talk over it. It won't last long. Today, my speech, I'm going to use my uniform as to explain who we are and why we do what we do. Notice that I'm in blue, and in blue, it represents the United States Air Force. Green, the United States Army and the SGU. Dark blue in the United States is for our Navy, and a darker green is for our Marines. Our three buttons. Our buttons reflect three honors: duty, honor, and country. Our duty to ourselves and to our nation. Our honor to our family and to our nations. Amongst me I stand with many of them. And our countries that are well represented and shared. Next, I bring up to you our ribbons. We get the ribbons because they are near and dear to our heart, and they're for combat-related missions. I have some here that stand before me that have the ribbons, and the closest one to your heart and the highest one is the most honorable one. Please, Captain Vang, please step forward. He is wearing the United States Army Purple Heart, 3 times wounded in war. Sir. Captain Vang. Major Vang.
Major Vang.
Notice the Purple Heart. That was issued to him by the United States Army. And I had the privilege of pinning that on him a few years ago. Next on our uniforms, we wear badges above them, above the medals. And that shows what we have done. And this, for me, I have also been jump qualified, and there's a jump master right here to my right. The colonel was a jump master. Okay, and I will bring them forward. I would like to bring forward all the wounded SGU up front. All of them wounded, saving American lives. Next, I wear the wings of the United States Air Force. And these wonderful pilots brought in this T-28 to show what has been done for the Hmong, and a T-28 to represent flying, saving American lives. John had told us some of the stories of how he lived because of a rocket attack. Next on our lapels, we wear the United States, the U.S. They wear the same kind of symbol for their country. And this is who we represent, who they represent, and we have become allies with our symbols. Next on our shoulders, we wear our rank. But the rank only symbolizes what position we have in command. But trust me, bullets do not care what rank that we wear. They are equally lethal to a general corporal. And so we wear this rank to distinguish ourselves who's in control. But be very certain of one thing. We follow each other's command. And one thing we do is that we have a brotherhood that we will survive, leaving no one behind. One die, all die. And that is our creed. Hold on. Probably the most important thing that we have on our uniform is our name, because we proudly represent our families. Yang Chi, I'll have to have you translate this. I would like each and every one of the widows to please take the microphone and say your name and the name of your lost husband, one at a time.
Nè cho bận rộn á, tụi này phun nó hạt địa còn nè hay nè tụi gì luôn bê, nè tụi gì tụi tua, tụi lúa tròn nó cho nè chế cho sẽ được chế, nè tụi gì hú đi cha, ít tụi rủ rủ nữa, nè phun này phun อยากฮู้ว่าผัวของพวกเจ้านะพวกแม่ไม้นี่ผัวเจ้าเป็นไผแท้เอาสื่อมาเว้าดังๆอยู่นี่เพราะว่ามื้อนี้แม่นมือเฮานับถือเลยระลึกถึงดวงวิญญาณของเขาเด้อ
เอาคำลาวก็ได้ปะผัวคอยซื้อนานจันทร์สยวงศ์
ผัวข่อยจือหมายคำเพธรรมวงศ์กูตุจีหัวจะจริงเหรอ
ตุจีว่าชื่อสิว่าง
สิยังยี่ยัง
กูตุจีเล่าตัวกูตุจีจะ是เล่ากูตุจียัมปีกูตุจี中马府กู天女是有人在看到直播掉到你家的是女人係店裡到咗nhớ咗俾啲錢到俾路里nhớ到下咗嘛佢對於你打理我覺得做啲 Thank you very much
All are gone, but never forgotten. The same that we have here today, to this testimony of our love and our appreciation for each other as fellow combatants. Let us celebrate today, the SCU. Let us celebrate each other, and let us never forget. It's not over. We will honor and respect their memories forever. Thank you very much for attending, and thank you so much for allowing me to speak.
On an ROTC scholarship, his master's degree in management, and then earned a doctorate degree in pharmacy. Lieutenant Colonel Yang achieved the highest ever rank, the U.S. Army, for a person of Hmong descent. A recipient of the Bronze Star and numerous other distinctions, Lieutenant Colonel Yang deployments have included Iraq, Afghanistan, and where he was the medical professional in the frontline MASH and air hospital units. He is now retired. Lieutenant Colonel Yang.
Good morning. Can everybody hear me? I'm a bit short here, so. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and dignitary, General Perot, General Barry, the Honorable Ed Perlmutter, Mayor, Councilman, Mr. Horan, Commissioner Horan, Mr. Yang Ji, Hmong and American community leader. I want to thank the National Lao Hmong Mamorial Committee and the Hmong American of Colorado. It is a great honor to be among Lao, Hmong, and American warrior to participate in this great event, the unveiling of the T-28 aircraft, and to all the Lao Hmong Special Guerrilla Unit, SGU, soldier, and all the American, the Raven, the CIA case officers, Air America, American USAID, and other American civilians that were involved during the Laotian Civil War to help the Hmong and the Lao people. It is because of these people we are here today to memorialize and remember their sacrifice to those of us can enjoy our freedom. Before I continue, I'd like to put a disclaimer here. The remark that I made here are my own only. It does not represent the United States Army, the Department of Defense, or any organization. I was asked to speak on behalf of our younger generation. Since the war, many of the speakers will speak to what have been done in the past, but I'm speaking on behalf of English and depend on welfare to survive. In 1976, life was an enormous challenge. Without any English skill, I started school as a first grader. However, I knew back then that I have come to the greatest country in the world, the land of opportunity, and I was determined to succeed and to pursue the American dream. Within 7 years, I was able to graduate from high school in 1983. Even at the young age and just arrived in the U.S., I knew then that I want to join the U.S. military. I was determined to get an education and become an officer. As I grew up, I've never wavered from my goal. And when I was a junior in high school, I petitioned the school board to graduate early. The school board granted my request based on my academic achievement and my desire to join the military. I was fortunate to receive an ROTC scholarship from the Army to attend Creighton University and receive my Army commission there. When my relatives knew that I was joining the Army after college, they were not too happy. Many have expressed that so many of our people have died during the Laotian Civil War. Why would I want to go to the military, throw away so much potential to help the Hmong community as a bright, young, educated Hmong man? My answer have always been that I could help the Hmong people more than just being a civilian pharmacist by joining the Army. I want to show that the Hmong are not just waiting for handout and depend on welfare. Instead, I want to show that we are patriotic American citizens contributing to American society. If I want to become a Hmong leader, first I must learn how to become a leader. What better place than the Army that can provide the necessary leadership training? I believe I have made the right decision to join the Army. I have held every leadership position within the Department of Pharmacy. Within the Department of Pharmacy and the Army Medical Department. The Army has trained me to become a better leader, not just for the Hmong people, but for all Americans. Along the way, I found that if given the opportunity, I could succeed. Likewise, given a chance, the Hmong people will succeed in the United States. Like me, several thousand Hmong American have joined the U.S. military, serving in all branches. We have Hmong American soldier, airman, sailor, and Marine from